fun all the time. Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be reacting to Psychosis. This is by Reach Animation, so go and check them out. Link will be in the description. Apparently this is something about an SCP. Never heard of him though. Like, I heard SCP, but this SCP I don't think I've ever heard of. This video are about to contain disturbing imagery, loud sounds, flashing and blood. And, oh, okay. Can't say that. Your discretion is highly advised. Alright, you heard that, little kiddies. Any children that aren't like 12 or something, you might want to look away unless you aren't really worried. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh. It's the SCP Foundation, they've come for me. They found me. No. Hold on, wait, hold up. Is that just the way it's Am I watching this on 144p? Dang, bro, don't need to do the spinning. Don't need to rub it in my face, you have a better intro than me. Stand by for mandatory identification screening. Please maintain direct eye contact with the circle to the left. I did it. Failure to make it may result in dizziness, nausea, and hallucinations. Oh. Begin take. Oh boy. Alright, let's see what this is. It's been a while since I've done a reaction to anything, really. It's like a couple weeks ago. Following for this is retrieved from a small cottage located on the east side of Michigan, Upper Pennsylvania. Ooh. IA officials have identified the participants. Franklin, okay. Cool. Upon viewing the footage, as well as other recordings retrieved from this residence, it was determined as he was a deck tourist. Or rather, he partook in activities involving a metal detector. Case of this particular activity is what brought Franklin to come into contact with the first documented instance of SCP-513. Wait, I think I've heard of 513. This is just a spirit. Wasn't it like... I don't know. We'll get to see, but... Oh, this is 1991? Dang. Oh boy. Oh. I'm sure when we Oh, bro, found something. Oh boy. Maybe don't do this at the middle of the night. Oh boy. Bro, don't tell me this is just gonna be some guy walking for the whole time. Oh my god, bro. Pick it up!
What do we have here?
Finally, jeez.
Damn, just a nail.
Dang. It's a nail SCP? I doubt it. Wait, what? Oh, that's the metal detector. I hate it how all these characters always go out in the middle of the night. Like, what is wrong with you? Who would go out to do metal detecting in the middle of the night? Not me. Please tell me that we actually get to do. What is it?
Damn it.
With a nail? Oh. How long even is this video? It's like 17 minutes. We're already 5 minutes in.
Again.
Nothing's happening.
I haven't gotten anything good out of these woods in a bit.
Oh my god. Can something actually happen? Like, I swear. The supposed suspense does not feel like it's actually there. This just feels like I'm waiting for something like a jump scare.
Oh, the headlamp. The headlamp's falling off.
Wait, what was that? What was that below you? No. No, don't look away from the thing below you. I saw something. Okay, I guess we're gonna ignore the whatever the frick I saw down there. Ooh, what was that? What did bro find? Please tell me it's actually gonna do something.
A rusty cowbell.
Oh yeah, cowbell?
Just get out here.
Do not ring it. I think that's okay.
Damn, this thing sounds awful.
What?
Huh?
Bro.
What?
What did you do?
It just got really quiet.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Bro, please just leave the room. Wherever you are, just leave.
Oh, come on. Oh, no, come on.
Bro, this is the sign on why you should see. For any people watching this video who were planning on going to explore some place in the middle of the night, I just want you to know, don't, because you might end up like this guy, who decided, oh, it'd be a great idea to go metal detecting in the middle of the night. It's daytime where I can actually see things. Not to use the story excuse for a headlamp.
Must be a bad bulb. I gotta get home. I don't want to be stuck in the dark.
Then why would you do this at night? What do you think was gonna happen? It's just gonna turn broad daylight. Like, nah. It's not how time works.
We got a couple nails, some junk, and a cowbell.
I suggest dropping the cowbell, because everything bad happened after the cowbell. So something weird happened after the cowbell, so I suggest you just throw it and walk away.
It's still really quiet. I wonder if that cowbell scared anything off.
The animals over here. Oh no, it's a cowbell! It's the cows! Run! They just have a phobia of cowbells. Cowphobia. Cowbellophobia, or whatever they would call it. Phobia. Isn't that the one where you're scared of being scared? I returned home. I'm aware of the dangers that were currently being manifested. Oh boy. Upon attempting to sleep, he seemed to realize he was incapable of doing so. This is the first sign that SCP-513 was in effect. 11:23 p.m. Bro.
I can't sleep. Clearly.
Yeah, it's PM, bro. Ah, bless myself.
I need a cup of water. Or coffee.
Cool. Cool. Let's go get some.
Who the fuck is over there?
What? Hold up, hold up. I gotta go back. What was that? I didn't even see anything. I may have to. Hold up. I may have to slow down.
Who the fuck is over there?
Okay, I didn't see anything, but.
Fuck is there?
Calm down, bro. Oh, I thought it was in the hallway. Like the hallway
There's
is
someone in my
turning.
house. There's someone in my house. There's someone in my house.
This is why you don't go metal detecting at night. Oh, he's trying to call 911, isn't he? And it's not gonna work.
You gotta be shitting me!
Oh boy. Bro, jump out the window. Out the window now.
This isn't real. This isn't real.
What are
I'm
you?
just seeing shit.
Are you schizophrenic?
I'm just seeing shit. I'm freaking out over nothing.
Bro, I don't know what that cowbell thing was about, but it messed this man up.
Nothing. I just need sleep. I'm just sleep deprived.
You know, I doubt coffee was gonna help you. But ever heard of warm milk? Apparently that helps.
Just leave me alone. Please. Leave me alone.
It said, nah, open the door. Wait, the lights. The light. That sounds like he's laughing.
Please leave. Please leave. Please leave.
Oh. Oh boy, who that? Who is that?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
She just seems to be staring. I can't tell if it's staring at him or not.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Oh, now it's definitely looking at him. Bro, drop kick that thing. I don't care if it's an SCP. Drop kick it. I doubt it's gonna be able to.
Get away.
Never mind. Don't drop kick that
Get
thing.
away. Get away.
What the frig is that? Oh, so he is schizophrenic. It gives you schizophrenia. That's what the cowbell must do. This is definitely not sleep paralysis because he ain't sleeping and he's not frozen. I will admit though, that creature was horrifying. Now I see why he didn't want to drop kick that thing.
There it is.
Oh, we got a gun? Yeah! Finally, these guys get to fight back.
Where are you?
Bro's ready to shoot.
You piece of shit! I know you're in here!
At least he knows to bring out the gun and fight. Oh!
Shit! I'll fucking do it! I'll kill you right here! Right now! You think this is a fucking joke? You come
I think
here.
he does.
What do you want from What do you want?
Bro, shoot!
No, fuck me! No,
What?
no!
Bro, this is actually horrifying.
Stay back! Don't come any closer! I can't do this anymore. Is this what you want? Is this what you fucking want?
Well, it made him go insane, and now I am traumatized. However, that's okay. Let's see. Units arrived at the scene. Franklin was found dead in his bedroom. I assume so. Upon further investigation, it was ruled that his death was a common product upon being exposed to SCP-513. SCP-513 is now contained within Site 11? I think that's what it was. End tape. Okay. Is that actually it? Oh no, we gotta... Anything at the end. Okay. So that was 513. Apparently. So I want to actually search this fella. Okay, guys, I guess Dr. Bob is telling us this. I don't know who the frick this man is. Actually, yes, I do. I've seen some videos from him.
Has seen in years.
So it is definitely
Photographers wince as they capture it all in a succession of quick, stark flashes. CSI technicians do what they can to pick up the broken pieces. Posted at the gate, a rookie doubles over and throws up, while his older partner gives him a sympathetic pat on the back. He can't hide his own discomfort at the things they've seen today. The call came in the middle of the night from a pair of concerned hikers on the outskirts of town. They were halfway through their nightly walk down an old country road when they heard screaming from a nearby farm. When officers finally made their way down to the farmhouse, it was too late. Everyone there was dead. Nobody to save. All that's left to do is pick up the pieces and figure out what the hell actually happened. The detective leans under a yellow garland of crime scene tape and asks an attending officer what they know so far. The cop, who looks pale and clammy, swallows over a lump in his throat and says, "Looks like the old farmer snapped and went postal. Whole family's dead. We found his body in the barn." He heads inside to take a look at the carnage. It's a veritable house of horrors. The farmer's wife is dead in the kitchen. The children were both murdered in their beds. The detective can't say he's ever seen a murder done in such cold blood. So detached. For a man with no history of violence to do something so terrible to his loved ones for no reason. The detective shakes his head and walks upstairs, sliding on rubber gloves to avoid contaminating the scene. He goes room to room, making fastidious notes about anything suspicious. He's got a keen eye for this kind of thing. The man's a 20-year veteran of the force. He's seen some terrible things. But as he lays his eyes on the bodies of the victims, he can't help but feel a chill tiptoeing down his vertebrae. In the master bedroom, where the now-deceased farmer and his wife once shared a loving marital bed, he hits some pay dirt, a diary in the bedside cabinet.
Oh, a diary.
He flips through. Early on, it's all mundane, scattered thoughts for the day at hand, and little to-do lists for the next one. But the last 3 entries contain a marked shift from what came before. The first one reads, "He seemed shook up when he came back from the barn today. He's awful quiet about it. Said something like, 'I heard something I shouldn't have.' In the barn? Don't know what that could mean, but I decided not to press. Stressed enough already. He didn't say much to the kids during dinner. Kept looking over his shoulder. Freaked me out something terrible."
Okay, so what I'm getting at, I'm pretty sure SCP-513, it's like, it takes the form of a cowbell. Like, when someone uses the cowbell, it summons the entity, and I don't think the entity is actually, like, there, but it's, like, kind of like schizophrenia, where it's not actually there, but it looks like it is. And it makes the people go insane.
"I don't know what did it, but whatever it was, it put a scare in him." The second reads, I'm starting to worry about him. It's been a few days since whatever he heard in the barn, and he ain't gotten any better. In fact, I think he's getting worse. He won't shower. Something about the bathroom mirror, he just won't go in there. He hasn't been eating.
Oh, wait.
Worst
Can
of
you
all,
see it
he
through the
doesn't
mirror?
sleep. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and see him sitting bolt upright, staring at the bedroom door, not saying a word, not even blinking. The third and final entry reads, "This ain't the man I married anymore. There's something wrong with him. It's scaring the kids and it's scaring me. He started bringing his gun to bed every night. Doesn't sleep, just sits there with it. He never sleeps. When I asked him what's happening, he told me something's coming. But it's okay. He won't let it get us no matter what. I don't understand.
Yeah, because you got it. You got
I'm
them
gonna take
instead.
the kids and go stay with Mom for a few weeks while he works this out. But I'm afraid of what he'll do if he realizes the gun is always loaded." The detective sighs and slides the diary into an evidence baggie. It was, sadly, a tale he'd heard all too many times. The terrible things we can do to the ones we love when we're not ourselves. Though it now seems cut and dry, a mental break snowballing into a massacre, one detail is still gnawing at the detective. What did the farmer hear in the barn that day?
It was a cowbell.
When the detective enters, he orders everyone else to leave. He needs some time alone in here.
Don't
As the people file
touch
out,
the
he approaches
cowbell.
the farmer's corpse. He's laying in the straw, head a bloody mess, bludgeoned beyond recognition.
Oh,
and yet,
himself with a hammer.
He's the one holding the blood-stained hammer. And in his other hand, he's clutching something even stranger. A rusty old cowbell. Of all the things to be holding in your last moments on Earth, the detective thinks as he reaches over. Something about the bell draws his eye. Why, after murdering his entire family, would a man head out into the barn and, presumably, try and fail to hammer a cowbell to pieces? As he picks up the bell, he runs his gloved fingers along the rust. Other than the wear and tear of age, the bell shows no signs of actual damage. It's such a strange, innocuous object. What's the significance? His internal musing is interrupted when a large spider, the kind that like to make their homes in straw-filled barns, suddenly crawls out from inside the bell and onto the detective's hand.
Slap
He
it.
drops the bell, an involuntary
No,
shock reflex,
you fool.
and it hits the ground with a brassy gong. The sound lingers in
And,
the air
well,
for
now
far
you're
longer
gonna
than
be
it
the next
should.
victim.
It seems almost like it's getting louder. The detective feels his heartbeat speeding up, his breaths getting heavy and labored. The sound gets louder. It feels like someone is sitting on his chest. He falls to his knees, scratching at his swelling throat. His heart pounds. Is he having a heart attack? He claws at the dirt and straw beneath him, trying desperately to get a handle on things as the world around him seems to go dark.
This didn't
The
happen
toll
in
of the cowbell gets
in the other
louder
video.
and louder. Eventually, he's able to force out a scream, then collapses to the ground. When his eyes open, he's being carted away on a stretcher to a nearby ambulance, parked just outside the crime scene. When a paramedic asks him if he's okay, the only thing he can stutter out through his dry mouth is, "Don't touch the bell. Don't let anyone touch the bell." The doctor who treats him will later tell him there are no signs of any physical ailment. In all likelihood, the detective had experienced a severe anxiety attack. When the detective tells the doctor that he has no history of anxiety attacks and that this is far from the first violent crime scene he's encountered, the doctor purses his lips and knits his brow in concentration. "Very strange," the doctor says. "Perhaps just take it easy for the next few days. Work stress can sneak up on a person, especially in a career as high stakes as yours. It can sometimes manifest in rather strange ways." That night, the detective is at home, brewing himself a soothing cup of herbal tea on his doctor's recommendation. He's still racked by a strange uneasiness from earlier in the day. You see, one of the keys to being a good detective is pattern recognition. You're able to detect obscure links between pieces of information that other people, in the stress of the moment, may not correlate. As the detective sips his tea, he remembers the first entry in the farmer's wife's diary. When the farmer's downward spiral started, it began with him hearing something he shouldn't have inside the barn. The detective doesn't know a lot about what happened to himself in that barn either, but he can safely say he heard something he shouldn't have heard too. He sighs, no point in psyching himself out like this. After all, it's just the post-attack jitters, and turns to his kitchen window, hoping to look out at the night sky and feel a little more at peace.
Yeah.
Instead, he sees something out of a nightmare. A tall figure standing behind him, somewhere in the ballpark of human, but also somehow not. It's tall, fleshy, and emaciated. Its face is too smooth.
Alright.
with bulging eyes.
Alright, I just want to say, in this situation, if I ever see that, I only have, like, two options that are gonna appear in my head. Run away, or backhand that thing while looking at my reflection to make sure I actually land the hit. That will do anything, but...
Eyes and a large mouth
Stop,
being
right?
the only features. It reaches for him with huge, spindle-fingered hands, mere centimeters away from the back of his head. But the second it sees him looking at it, it turns and begins to run. The detective's mug falls and shatters on the ground.
No.
He turns with an involuntary yelp to track the creature, but it's already gone. His kitchen is empty and silent. Of course, one question haunts his mind. What the hell just happened? He's no fool. He knows the mind can play funny tricks on you. After all, who hasn't seen something out of the corner of their eye that gave them a momentary fright before realizing that it was just a trick of the imagination? But this wasn't just a flicker playing on a paranoid mind. The detective would swear on his mother's life that he truly saw this thing. Some bizarre humanoid monster standing behind him in his reflection. He doesn't know which possibility scares him more, that there really was something behind him, or that he's starting to lose his mind. Either offered a number of frightening possibilities, but the detective does what he does best, applies logic to a situation. He'd spent the day around a particularly distressing crime scene, read something unnerving in the diary of one of the victims, and suffered a panic attack in the barn. All of this was just a suggestion implanted in his mind, connections being threaded where they shouldn't, a natural side effect of a brain wired to register patterns in strange data clusters. The detective does his best to remain calm for the rest of the evening. Fear is the mind killer. Panic only ever makes a situation worse. These are both things he believes, but he can't seem to shake that creeping feeling of dread. He's being watched. For the first time in his adult life, the detective decides he doesn't want to sleep in the dark. All those shapes in the blackness put him on edge. He thinks that a good night's sleep will probably have him right as rain by tomorrow morning. Everything passes eventually. As his mind drifts and his eyes begin to flutter closed, he starts to wonder if he always left that bathroom door open, or whether it started to open very slowly as soon as his head hit the pillow. Sure enough, he wakes up gasping. Long, cold fingers, abnormally long in fact, and cold as death, have closed around his throat. He's gasping in vain for breath as the hand clamps tighter. His eyes jolt open, and he sees it again, that tall, thin monster lingering over him, strangling him. Its face is split into a wide, sadistic, tooth-bearing grin, or something so thin, it's impossibly strong. The detective can't move, he can't scream, he can't do anything. But as he slips from sleep to true wakefulness, the monster is gone. It wafts out of the room with all the ease of a gust of wind. He sits up, heart pounding, lungs strained, skin slick with sweat. He's never been so afraid in his life. He's been calmer during the active shootouts of his beat days all those years ago. The thing that was strangling him, it looked exactly the same as the monster from the reflection. They weren't just similar, it was exactly the same thing. Is he being stalked? Then it dawns on him. Another fragment of information swimming in the mess of his consciousness. An article he'd read a couple years before about a phenomenon known as sleep paralysis. It's when people suddenly wake up during REM sleep. Their body remains paralyzed while their consciousness activates, giving them one foot in reality while leaving the other in a nightmare. In this state, people can believe they're being attacked by monsters or demons. And one of the major factors causing sleep paralysis? Stress. The detective sighs. He feels like an idiot. There's nothing he's experienced today that doesn't have a completely logical explanation. So why does he keep jumping to such absurd conclusions? Twisting facts to suit theories rather than theories to suit facts. That being said, he still doesn't sleep another wink that night. He pours himself a few cups of coffee, subconsciously avoiding anything reflective, and sits in bed until sunrise, just watching his bedroom door. Better safe than sorry, he keeps repeating in the empty corridors of his addled brain. He drives to work the next morning like he always does. Sitting at a stoplight, a car pulls up next to him, and he catches something in the reflection of the car's window. It's that monster again, sitting next to him, reaching out towards him with one of its huge hands. The detective gasps and spins around, his eyes flaring with panic. But of course, it isn't there. Just some children on the sidewalk on their way to school. Maybe it's the fear, maybe it's the sleep deprivation, maybe it's both. But in that moment, he feels like crying. Little does he know, things are going to get so much worse. Over the following days, the frequency of the sightings increases. Anytime he finds his eyes meeting a reflective surface, that monster is there, approaching him. But of course, it runs away before he can ever look at it head-on. The people at work keep giving him funny looks. He grits his teeth. He can't say anything. If he tells anyone what's been happening to him, they'll haul him off to the funny farm to spend the rest of his life in a padded cell. But he knows he's not crazy. It's too real to be the product of human insanity. This isn't some hallucination. That thing is really there. It's always waiting, always watching. Even when he can't see it, he can feel its eyes on him, sense its malicious intent. It's even worse at night. Every time he tries to sleep, it attacks him. He feels its hand clasping around his throat. He feels its balled fists pummeling his body.
Dang.
He feels its long fingernails scratching into his skin. He can't sleep anymore. He's too scared. And that too takes its toll. Every feeling, every emotion, every thought starts to take on an odd, flat quality, like nothing is quite real. He starts to subsist on coffee, energy drinks, and anything else that will give him a buzz of alertness. He started to carry his service pistol around with him everywhere. He hides it under his pillow at night. He can never be too careful. He knows that the creature is always out there, always watching, always waiting. He knows on some level that it won't stop until it has taken everything from him. He's taking the subway to work again. He's messy, disoriented. His clothes stink. His bloodshot eyes are couched in unsightly bags. He shivers slightly, a nervous twitch. Put simply, he's not the man he used to be. He can't drive anymore. His nerves are too wrecked, and he has to take the bus to and from work. That's when he sees it, not behind him this time, but on the other side of the street as he waits for his bus. It stands among the other pedestrians, all seemingly oblivious to its presence. It just smiles, mocking him. This time, the detective is ready. The detective won't have it. In a single fluid motion, he unholsters his pistol and begins firing at the creature. The street erupts into screams as people scatter to avoid the frantic volley of gunshots, but the creature doesn't move. It just keeps grinning as the detective fires, the rage and sleep deprivation throwing off his aim. He hears the sound of the bell again, its toll rising. It's deafening. He needs to kill it. He needs to get closer. The detective walks toward the creature, firing bullet after bullet. The creature doesn't care. He roars in animal fury. The bell toll rises. A sudden light illuminates the creature's terrible smile, as the detective realizes that the sound he's hearing isn't the toll of the bell at all. He turns just in time to see the bus, but not in enough time to get out of the way. The cowbell the detective found in the barn that day seemed innocuous enough, but this old cowbell, corroded and covered in rust, which no known methods, chemical or mechanical, seemed to be able to remove, would soon have a name: SCP-513. It was discovered by an SCP Foundation agent during Containment Reestablished Procedure Mu at a classified containment site, where its interior was covered in duct tape to prevent it from properly making a sound. There was also a paper note attached reading, "You've seen it, now he can hear you. You've touched it, now he can see you. Never ring it. If you hear it, he can touch you." And this is a warning worth heeding, because ringing SCP-513 invariably results in death. The question is just how much mental and physical anguish it puts its victim through before that endpoint. When the bell is first rung, anyone within earshot will begin to experience extreme anxiety, including physical symptoms such as heightened heart rate and raised blood pressure. They will also report feelings of dread and may claim that they can feel themselves being watched. Within about an hour, this worry is confirmed. SCP-513-1 is the less than charming creature hounding the unfortunate bell ringer, and will begin to stalk the affected individuals. It will appear to approach individuals from behind, but quickly disappear if ever the subject attempts direct visual contact. It will also stage non-lethal physical attacks on its victims during their sleep in order to induce greater levels of psychological terror, though it disappears quickly upon waking. The stalking threat will only elevate over time, leading to increased psychological disarray for the victim.
Just makes them go insane
SCP-513-1 will eventually induce paranoia, aggression, hypervigilance, and depression, ending in a distressing and violent death. Because of the immense danger posed to anyone who hears the sound of this cowbell tolling, SCP-513 has been given extensive containment precautions, extensive enough to warrant giving it the Euclid Containment Class, a classification reserved for things that are often unpredictable in containment. SCP-513 is suspended in a 1 cubic meter block of gelatin and contained within a soundproofed, climate-controlled cell. The gelatin is inspected daily for any degradation or loss of integrity. An emergency inspection is carried out immediately following any earthquake, explosion, or sonic event grade 2 or higher. Personnel performing the inspection wear earplugs and active noise-canceling earmuffs at all times while inside SCP-513's cell to avoid any kind of accidental exposure. If the gelatin cube shows any signs of degradation, such as rips, tears, splits, liquefaction, or mold, SCP-513 will be immediately removed and suspended within a replacement cube by a team of surgically deafened Class D personnel. No other personnel are to enter the cell during this procedure. Any sentient beings exposed to SCP-513 are to be monitored by at least 2 security personnel at all times. Under absolutely no circumstances may exposure victims be administered sedatives or allowed to fall unconscious. Any victim who does fall unconscious is to be terminated immediately.
Oh.
Class D personnel are to be terminated at the first sign of mental degradation. All other exposure victims may be terminated at their request. If possible, SCP-513-1 is to be apprehended on site, but sadly, the Foundation hasn't managed to get their hands on this unpleasant creature yet. But be careful ringing any mysterious old bells you find, or else he might just get his hands on you. Now go and watch another entry from the files of Dr. Bob.
Okay. So, apparently that's SCP-513. It's a literal cowbell. But that's it for this video. If all of you guys enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe, and I shall see all of you lovely people in the next one. Bye.